Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Yes, the much awaited manifesto of Peter Obi, that is manifesto for Nigeria. He called it a pact with Nigeria, legal pact with Nigeria is out, and I can assure you it is not copy and paste. It is not copy and paste at all. And for some of us who do not know, hey, this manifesto is shaking Basbos. It's going to affect each and every one of us. Don't think it's only for corrupt politicians. It's for all of us. When he said it's going to change Nigeria from consumption to production, he means every little detail of it. And that change may come very painful but very positive. The question is, are we going to vote him in? It's up to you. When you listen to the manifesto, he gave it 7 governance priorities, and he broke it down into bits and pieces. Some I will take my time to explain in a moment. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. He said it, Obi Baba Ahmed 2023, our path with Nigeria. He said purposeful and participatory leadership for national rebirth based on our 7 governance priorities. 1. Securing Nigeria, ending banditry and insurgency, and uniting our dear nation to manage our diversity such that no one is left behind. Production-centered growth for food security and export, moving Nigeria from consumption to production. 3. Restructuring and polity through effective legal and institutional reforms to fight corruption and enthrone rule of law and all-inclusive effective government. Number next, leapfrogging Nigeria from an oil-dependent economy to the 4th industrial revolution as 4IR with massive investment in new technologies, expanding physical structure with focus on critical sectors like power, multimodal transportation, gas pipeline, and so on through effective public-private partnership, that's PPP, public-private partnership reforms, unleashing growth, enabling entrepreneurship, and market-creating innovations. The number next, youth engagement and human capital development that improves quality of life of workers and families, and productivity enhancing education that empowers labor competitiveness. Number next, robust foreign policy that restores Nigeria's strategic relevance. All right, we're going to break some of them down. But let's start with said, as your president, I, Peter Gregory Nwobuasi Obi, my vice president, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, and our team pledge to secure and unite our dear nation, to manage our diversity such that no one is left behind in Nigeria, move Nigeria from consumption to production, embark on comprehensive legal and institutional reforms and practicable restructuring measures to fight corruption and enthrone rule of law and all inclusive and effective governance, prioritizing human capital development through robust investment in STEM, that's education, health, and infrastructural development, with emphasis on wealth creation, distribution, and sustainable development, and engineer the transition of Nigeria from fossil fuel dependency, that's oil production, to climate and eco-friendly energy use. Number next, pursue holistic poverty eradication with emphasis on agricultural revolution through effective utilization of our vast arable lands, particularly in northern Nigeria, and erase Nigeria's categorization as the poverty capital of the country, of the world, really. Improve access to finance, particularly to MSMEs, and youth and women to significantly reduce unemployment and insecurity. Number 9, ensure that in policy and practice, governance will be made more inclusive and cost-effective, transformative, and less transactionary. No more sharing of national wealth by a few people. Ensure that our diversity will be leveraged to give women and youth, the aged and persons with disabilities unfettered voice in governance and renewed sense of patriotism and faith in Nigeria. Number 9, ensure that Nigeria is progressively better governed through legislative, executive, judicial reforms so that constitutional separation of powers among the 3 arms of government properly followed and the 3 tiers of government allowed to function independently and jointly for a more inclusive and sustainable Nigeria. There's so many things he wrote, but this one involves all of us. I'm going to read it in a moment, and I'll tell us the implication really. This one, it concerned all of us. This one, it is sweet to me, yoni, yoni. Okay, but this one, he said, ensure that that our administration pronouncement, policy, and conduct reflect a strong commitment to fostering a united Nigeria and the reaffirmation that achieving the objective requires securing the lives and property of Nigerians by creatively managing her diversity. It said, make deliberate efforts to recreate a sense of patriotism, shared ownership, and responsibilities in matters of nation building, integration, and cohesion. It said, ensure transparency and strict adherence to dictates of our constitution in all matters of governance and allocation of resources and projects. It said the next one, that's direct executive action and push for legislative mandate aimed at formulating a policy in common regimentation emulant structure table, that's CREST, that's CREST, that will harmonize the wages of federal public servants so that public servants, whether elected or appointed, are not ranked or even earn higher than career civil servants and the military, such that those in judiciary, academia, paramilitary, and federal statutory agencies, those in those cadres should earn the same salary and the same prescribed pegs and prerequisites. This will aid in cutting the cost of governance while promoting unity, amity. It will also address the incessant strikes that bedevil our country, particularly our tertiary institution. It said it's going to resolve the national minimum wage problem by doing away with the extent salary and structure and introducing a minimum national hourly rate. We're working like United States of America and the diasporans. The Senate claims that they pay you per hour. He said it's going to bring in the per hour minimum national rate, and they say by which public and private sector employers must pay employees for hours worked and overtime wages where applicable. We will drive the legislation to retain a national minimum wage with a binding effect and application across all the state and local governments of Nigeria. This shall include the criminalization of non-payment of salaries, wages, pensions, entitlements, benefits, and violation of collective bargaining agreement. He didn't stop there. He said he's going to also submit an executive bill to the National Assembly for Consolidated Occupational Health and Safety Act to revive and improve the 2012 Labor Safety, Health and Welfare Bill. He says he's going to make special effort to pursue the constitutional provisions on the federal character principle to articulate a policy framework that offers opportunities to all Nigerians to serve in any capacity in public sector anywhere in the country. Let me quickly explain this. This is really interesting. It means also, he didn't stop there. It says it's going to those who don't like to pay salary. It says now it's looking at making it a criminal offense. Pension, salary, you will not pay. You'll be holding people's salary. They'll be shouting, pay your salary after work. After work, you will not pay. It is now it's going to make you criminalize it. So it's not by becoming the leader or the chief security officer of your state that you not pay salary. It is not a crime, of which he's going to enforce it and make sure it happens. It didn't stop there. He said we are going to be earning per hour. So all those are federal workers that you go and mark register in the morning, you not go to work. You mark register, you go open shop in the morning. At the end of the month, you come and collect salary. You work, to not work again. Auto guy, it has stopped. If this guy enter, you see this change is affecting all of us. Nigeria will be great again. So while you're still pointing at corrupt politicians, corrupt leadership, we too in our sectors, we should get ready for that much needed change. Which means if you go to a workplace in the morning and you only mark register for 2 hours, you only earn 2 hours salary. Yes. So if you know you don't want to work, don't work. Don't go to work. You will not get paid. And this is going to get very interesting, which means we're going to get effectiveness for every salary earned. And the thing that is going to make it uniform, that means nobody will start eyeing one parastatal. All parastatal will be gaining the same level. They're going to have what we'll call national level of all salaries. This is interesting, which means Nigeria will be great again under the watch of Obi Dati. That's my personal opinion now. What's yours? Let's meet in our comment section. What's it?